Because if you think hair touching means she likes you, you're already behind. Most men see it once and decide, she touched her hair, that means attraction, end of story. Not even close. Sometimes it means interest. Sometimes it means nerves. Sometimes it means she just became aware of herself. And that difference changes everything. The mistake is treating one gesture like a confession. It's not. It's a leak. A small one. A signal that something internal just moved. And if you know what moved, you know what to do next. Here's the reframe. When she touches her hair, she's not always signaling you. She may be regulating herself because of you. That's a different game. Attraction is not always loud. It often shows up as self-adjustment. A quick fix. A brush back. A hand to the neck. A moment of grooming that happens right after attention lands. Not because she planned it, because her body noticed something before her words did. That's why amateurs misread it. They focus on the gesture. People who understand psychology focus on the timing. Did she touch her hair the second you looked at her? Did it happen after you said something that created tension? Did she do it when the conversation got quieter? Did she do it, then stay present? That's the part that matters. Because hair touching has two very different meanings. One is presentation. The other is soothing. Presentation says, I'm aware of how I look right now. Soothing says, I feel something right now. Sometimes both happen at once. That's why it's powerful. And that's why it's dangerous if you don't know how to read it. If she slowly adjusts her hair, exposes the neck a little, and keeps eye contact, that can be a presentation cue. She's not pulling away. She's becoming more visible, more intentional, more aware that she is being seen. But if she touches her hair, breaks eye contact, looks down and starts fidgeting, that's usually soothing, not rejection, just internal movement. A spike in self-consciousness, a little friction in the moment. And this is where most men ruin it. They see the signal and rush in. They get excited. They start performing. Talking more, leaning more, trying to capitalize on the moment. Bad move. Because when a woman is self-adjusting, the worst thing you can do is increase pressure. You don't reward tension with force. You reward it with calm. That's the real test. Can you stay still while she feels something? Can you let the moment breathe without trying to own it? Because confidence is not reacting to every signal. Confidence is recognizing one and not needing to pounce. That's what makes you different. Anyone can spot a cue. Very few people can hold the frame after they spot it. And that's where attraction usually grows. Not in the signal itself, in your response to it. Think about it. If she touches her hair and you suddenly become eager, you tell her you are waiting for proof. You tell her your composure depends on her behavior. You hand her the power. But if she touches her hair and you stay grounded, measured, and unhurried, something else happens. The moment becomes heavier, cleaner, more charged. Because now she feels the tension, and she also feels that you can carry it. That matters. A lot more than a line. A lot more than a trick. This is why high-level social awareness is never about memorizing signs. It's about reading clusters. Hair touch plus eye contact. Hair touch plus a half smile. Hair touch plus re-engagement. Hair touch plus her finding a reason to stay. That's different from hair touch plus distance. Hair touch plus closed posture. Hair touch plus scanning the room. One cluster pulls you in. The other releases you. Same gesture, different meaning. Context decides everything. And there's another layer almost nobody talks about. Sometimes she touches her hair because she feels your attention before you even speak. That's not about what you said.
That's about how your presence landed. Your pace, your eye contact, your calm, your certainty. Women often respond to emotional atmosphere first, then explain it later with logic. So if her body shifts before the conversation really begins, don't ignore that. But don't romanticize it either. Just notice. That's your job. Notice without forcing meaning too early. The strongest people in any room do this well. They don't over-interpret. They don't under-read. They stay precise. And precision is attractive. Now here's where it gets really interesting. A hair touch becomes far more revealing when it happens right after a specific kind of moment. After silence. After a compliment she didn't expect. After you hold eye contact 1 second longer than normal. After she laughs, then suddenly gets quiet. Those are transition points. And transition points reveal what people are trying to manage internally. So don't just ask, did she touch her hair? Ask, what happened 1 second before? That question will tell you more than the gesture ever will. Because body language is rarely about the movement. It's about the trigger. And once you see triggers, people become easier to read. Not because you're manipulating them, because you're finally paying attention. Here's the part most people miss. If she touches her hair, the next move is usually not to impress her. It's to slow down. Lower your voice a little. Hold eye contact without staring. Say less. Let her come back into the space. Why? Because if the gesture came from heightened awareness, giving her room lets that awareness turn into curiosity. If you crowd it, she has to defend herself from the pressure. If you hold it calmly, she gets to feel it safely. That's the difference between tension that builds attraction and tension that kills it. And now the insider truth. The hair touch itself is not the signal you're waiting for. The real signal is what she does after she touches her hair. Does she re-enter? Does she look back? Does she ask a question? Does she stay close? Does she open up more after that tiny moment of self-adjustment? That's your answer, not the gesture, the return. Always the return.
Because when someone feels a flash of self-consciousness around you, then chooses to come back in anyway, that's not random. That means the feeling didn't scare her off. It pulled her closer. Quietly. And once you understand that, you stop chasing surface-level signs. You stop reacting like every cue is a green light. You start reading human behavior the way it actually works. Layered. Subtle. Timed. If she touches her hair, don't celebrate too early. Don't assume. Don't lunge. Watch what happens next. That next beat is where the truth lives. And if you can read that beat, you'll understand more in 2 seconds than most men understand in 2 hours.